Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a 2016 launch. This is the Greubel Forsey Double Balancier. Two balances coupled by a spherical differential that mutually cancels error. This is a watch designed around the concept of pure chronometry, a handsome and extravagant epic of finishing, as well as impressive craft details. It is true that the watch, though avant-garde in style, harks back to the very finest in hand finishing methods. Greubel Forsey of La Chaux-de-Fonds, with 100 people producing 100 watches or fewer each year. That's the level of attention to detail we're speaking. Now, the watch on my wrist qualifies as one of Greubel Forsey's more wearable timepieces. It's not excessively thick, as you can see on my wrist, the timepiece measuring 13.5 millimeters thick, and with a domed bezel, it will slide underneath a dress cuff, should you choose. The watch itself, 43 millimeters in diameter, far smaller than some of the other Greubels, with a lug-to-lug span of a reasonable, for Greubel Forsey, 51.1 millimeters. And you can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, no issues wearing this watch. I'd probably say 15 centimeters circumference is the smallest wrist you would want to wear this watch for the sake of proportion and appearance, but it will sit securely on a wrist, in my estimation, as small as 14 centimeters. Now, between the lugs, 22 millimeter spacing, so it has nice modern breadth between its horns, and the strap that's fitted, I want to highlight, is actually fitted with a curved spring bar so that the lugs can be drilled fairly close to the case, allowing the actual pivot point of the strap to be even closer laterally than the lug-to-lug span. So there is no encumbrance in the movement of the strap, which is very substantial. Large rectangular scale alligator leather in a sort of honey brown with a monotone stitch and a folded edge. It is thickly bolstered. Greubel Forsey does not short you the animal hide. And as you can see, this is a brand new Greubel Forsey factory strap that has never been gouged, fitted, or crimped. There is a handsome and substantial Greubel Forsey rose gold, I should say 5N red gold deploying clasp. As you can see internally, a combination of satin and polish. It is double finished. The edges are evacuated with, once again, double finish, combination of media blasting and high polish. This is anything but a default design, and that's the attention to detail you expect from Greubel Forsey. The company's signature concave and mirror polished lugs here are present, and I'm going to relieve them of my fingerprints so you can enjoy them to full effect. But you can see how the lugs feature a very distinctive shape, as they're almost scalloped when viewed in profile. They have an inward curve and a mirrored shine, with a sharp break between the lug profile and the case, signifying excellent welding as well as removal of the welded joint to create a sharp break between the vertical satin finish of the case band and the mirror polish of the concave lug profile. You'll also note that the bezel has a short vertical portion before giving way to the angled, or I should say domed, profile leading into the sapphire. Now, as with most Greubel Forsey watches, the focal point is the movement, which is open and visible on the dial side. Two balances, each inclined at 35 degrees, beating away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. Both of them on a free-sprung full balance bridge architecture with an overcoil hairspring. The idea is to first adjust each one so that it minimizes positionally induced deviation due to gravity, and then couple them with a spherical differential such that if one is running fast, the other one will be running slow, because their opposed angling means that when one is in a position such that it runs slow, the other is by default in a position such that it will run fast. And so no matter what position, one will be canceling the other, and because they are blended together through the effect of the spherical differential, there is a cancellation of error. The 35-degree angle considered to be optimal, such that these two will always effectively be out of phase in their error or their erroneous running. You will note that there is a bridge on top of the spherical differential with an index that measures from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 over 360 degrees. The differential is rotating every 4 minutes. So that is what you are viewing. You are looking at the motion of the differential. There is a constant second subdial with a lacquered set of calibrations on a white gold track, and then you can see the depth of this movement, which is truly extraordinary, as well as, and again, I apologize for my fingerprints, but I don't use gloves so I don't drop watches, but you can see that the internal case band is actually mirror finished, so when you are regarding a watch in person, it's quite easy to view both the differential and the balance from this vantage point, as the mirror gives up all, bearing all, keeping no secrets. The movement is 8.1 millimeters thick, so you can see there is a traditional movement architecture, but an untraditional three-dimensional aspect, such that you don't merely look at this movement from the front and the back, you look at it from diagonals that allow you to see and fully appreciate the level of finish as well as the complexity of the engineering. Twin mainspring barrels, which are stacked in series, you can see they yield a 72-hour or 3-day manual wind power reserve. We have dials that are beautifully executed with flourishes such as a black polished bridge holding the hands in place. All of the wheels feature satin finish as well as chamfered spokes, a refinement rarely seen even on Geneva hallmark movements. You can see the bridge holding the differential indicator is fully black polished, and the bridges holding the balance as well as their screw heads entirely black polished and rounded all the way around. Turn the watch over and you can see that they are using what is known as maillot in the Swiss watchmaking regions. So it is essentially the same nickel copper zinc alloy that is used, for example, in Lange timepieces, but here it's been coated to give it a dark intensity. You can see jewels set in traditional pocket watch inspired chaton. This is a 33-piece limited edition, of which the watch present is number 16. The plaques for the name as well as the number in white gold. You can see the black polish run amok on Greubel Forsey. Too much is never enough, and the movement pivoting on 50 jewels, adjusted in every positions, and impressively adjusted in every position with respect to both balances. This is an exercise in pure chronometric precision and, if you will, a bit of the modern day heir to the great Philippe Dufour duality, a timepiece that simply excites the senses, inspires the imagination, and sets the heart aflutter. I think I got cut off there. We are back with the Greubel Forsey Double Balancier by night. See it by day on the Watchbox.